Here's the news for March 5th, which happens to be my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Lisa. In the news, President Trump fired the dog and goat murdering Kristi Noem. And what is so great about this, for many reasons, but she's mid-sentence at a conference. She's live at the podium and she's praising President Donald Trump, kissing his ass about all the triumphs he's had with border, control and, keeping our borders safe. She's in Nashville. And then all of a sudden the news flashes across the screen, across the country, that the president had just canned her, making her the first cabinet casualty of the second term. So apparently the final straw came, allegedly, when Noem told Senator John Kennedy under oath that Trump had personally approved that $220 million taxpayer-funded ad campaign that featured her prominently. Did you see it? It was like a Baywatch episode where she's riding on a horse and it's slow motion of her on the horse. Holy hell. Trump flatly denied it. I don't know if I believe that. He claims he never knew anything about it. Trump has hired Markwayne Mullin to replace her. Two things. One, if you know the old saying, never trust a man with two first names. You got Mark, you got Wayne. Number two, I saw a political analyst online saying hiring this Markwayne Mullin to replace Kristi is like shitting your pants and going home to change your shirt. Which was a great analogy. New research is taking a closer look at what can happen a year or more after people stop taking GLP-1 medications. This is really not a big surprise, but this journal, eClinical Medicine, they did a study and predicted that if you stop taking the medicine, any of these GLP-1s, that after a year, you can gain back 60% of the weight. I mean, listen, it's the same thing with you stop doing Weight Watchers, you stop doing this. That's why Oprah Winfrey has been on the weight loss roller coaster for I can't tell you how long, which by the way, I just saw her and Gail at walking in somewhere. I guess it's Paris Fashion Week. I don't know. I'm sitting at home in a pair of pajama bottoms that are faded glory from Walmart and a ripped sweatshirt, but she looks great. But she's walking like she's 110. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but she looks very frail. Anyway, researchers say patients could regain about 75%. That's why they say it's not a weight loss change. It's got to be a lifestyle change, Exercise begins in the kitchen. All that stupid stuff they say. Oh, goodness. Anyway, in other news, this story, okay, so this came across Twitter last night, and it was so bizarre. It was a county in Utah, and I remember the name of the county because we have a Wayne County in New York, and it was Wayne County, Utah, and they were telling everybody in the county, get inside, lock your doors, stay away from the windows. If you can, be with someone, make sure your outside lights are on. Like everyone in the county, but at first they wouldn't tell them why. So I would have been crapping my pants. Well, it turns out that this Iowa man had murdered 3 women. This was not connected. They didn't know each other. He didn't know them. So the suspect is this 22-year-old named Ivan Miller. Police said he spent the night in her shed and then entered her home when she left. And then he waited for her to sit down as she sat down to watch television, shot her in the back of the head, dragged her out, and then stole her car. And then he's driving and this scumbag says, I don't like this car. I want a different car. So he saw 2 women, one younger, another older, get out of this white Subaru. He approached them and shot them, allegedly. When the older woman continued moving, he stabbed her in the heart multiple times, dragged both of the victims into a ditch. The husband of one of the victims was able to track the location of the Subaru, and then this Miller was arrested in Colorado. And I saw his mugshot, and I know this is so stupid to say, but he just was this kind of handsome, clean-cut looking guy. And I don't know why it makes it creepier when these serial killers are attractive, Because if they look like if they look like you think a serial killer would look, you're like, oh yeah, he's a serial killer. This is crazy. And I have to go back to Oprah, because one lesson I've learned from Oprah is crime is about opportunity. And this is one of those incidents that these women, unfortunately, could not control. Britney Spears was arrested for driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol. This is so sad because she has been struggling for a long time. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, see, her dad was right. No, her dad was abusing her under the guise that he was helping her. Okay. That whole agreement he had was for him to profit. It wasn't helping her. No, nobody was helping her. They all just wanted her to work so they could make money. But the 44-year-old pop star was apparently driving erratically on the highway in her BMW at high speeds, and police began pursuing her at 8:13 p.m., but it wasn't until 9:13 p.m. that officers confirmed that she was out of her vehicle. So no idea the extent of all the charges that she's going to face, but hopefully this helps her get the help that she clearly needs. She looks like she's struggling. It's sad. A New Jersey Girl Scouts troop is in hot water for selling cookies outside of a pot shop to meet high demand. Listen, I think you should praise these girls for their business skills. These girls are going to be CEOs. Because let me tell you something. This is my opinion. I've purchased many Girl Scout cookies to support the Girl Scouts, but Girl Scout cookies suck. They're disgusting. I don't care if you put them in the freezer. They're disgusting. There's so many better cookies. I digress. Anyway, they set their shop up outside of this pot shop, for the potheads that were going to get the munchies. But senior leaders are unhappy with the idea because, it's supposed to be a wholesome group. And I say, bravo. They're making a lot of money. They're not buying pot. And finally, the Buffalo Bills have traded for Chicago Bears wide receiver DJ Moore. This move reunites Moore with his former coach, Joe Brady, who was with him while they were on the Carolina Panthers. I'm not going to lie. I saw the video today of Joe Brady touring the new Highmark Stadium, and it just made me so sad that won't ever be Sean McDermott. I just felt like he should have had that opportunity. It makes me sad. People are praising this move. Moore is 28 years old. They say he has many years to contribute. And according to reports, the move is a second-round choice in the 2026 NFL draft for Moore. Buffalo gets a fifth-round pick in return. The move can't be official until next Wednesday when the league year opens. Moore is due $24.5 million in every season from 2026 to 2029. Well, that is the news for today.